idea of society being like brainwashed, or just us being to think that Eurocentric ways is the only way to be seen professional, right? Like the way that you dress, business casual, right? Like if you look at who created these were created by white people,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
and then this is for us as people of color or people who are different, then we have to kind of conform to this, because growing up,
The
even growing
standards,
up,
right?
I wouldn't
You
even
can
have
wear
my
your hair a certain way or have like a beard
exactly.
popping off. Like,
Yeah, so the standards were different, but now what we're realizing is that the standards are being questioned, because it's like who created these standards, right? Because if you
hmm
go like it's crazy, because a lot of the comments like, oh my God, like you're allowed to wear jeans in school. I'm like, yeah, like if you go into any school where I am, it may be different from different parts of the country, but I know in Canada, if you go into any school, we are teachers are wearing jeans, they're wearing joggers, they're wearing t-shirts. So what I'm wearing is not far-fetched when in where I work, because this is what we wear. It's only far-fetched because I do it with flair, or I have a sense of style and I put
yeah,
effort in my like outfits, where people are not used to as teachers being like putting a lot of effort into their style. I think maybe that's very different. And like
yeah.
from
And
even
but it's probably like they were kind of pushed down to even think in that way because of the fact that they had to conform to the standards, right? So
exactly,
that's kind of
yeah,
how it works. And
yeah, and
then you kind
standard,
of were like, yeah, who created this? I'm gonna do my own thing. Like,
yeah,
they don't like it, they can hate, kind of thing.
100%. Like I like when
Do you
I
get a lot of haters or not really? Like, I don't feel like you do, no?
no, like sometimes there will be like like if it one two comments about like, oh my God, this is not professional, and I'm like, but you guys haven't, like, you guys are grown people who haven't been in this in the school system, right? The school system is changing, and I feel like
Yeah,
people don't understand that. Like the our conduct, like the dress code of conduct for my board has changed recently. I think it was like 2018 or 2019 where it changed drastically, where kids are and people are allowed to wear whatever they want, as long as it's not derogatory. It's like
yeah.
there's no racial slur and stuff. So people are not are don't know that though. Feel like, and then when they see me, they're like, oh no, like what are you
Well, like,
doing?
oh, when
Some
I went to school, it wasn't
yeah,
like that. So when they see that now, they're like, oh, this can't be it. Like,
exactly.
why do you
Yeah.
get to dress so good? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's probably what they say.
Yeah, no, it's hilarious. And a lot of the comments like, I wish I had a teacher like you growing up. I'm like, hey, that's the reason why I even became an educator, is like to
Yeah, because
showcase.
you thought like that before, right?
Yeah, because I always wanted to have a teacher who looked like me, who probably understood me, who was, or even a Muslim teacher, like just parts of my identity. And the fact that there wasn't, and I'm like, okay, then that there's a bigger thing going on too, where kids need to feel seen and
hmm
heard and understood on a just a level. Me just being in a room right now is enough for so many kids that look like me, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like creating that safety just by like, oh, that person understands me just by appearance, it's amazing.
And it's almost more important for the kids that you teach who don't look like you, because
100%.
then you're kind of understanding like a whole race, and you don't have to like bump into these mistakes that people make. You know what I mean? They make a lot of mistakes growing up.
100%. And
Even
that's
I've
what
made a lot of mistakes towards even white people. You know what I mean? Like,
worries. a
because
hundred
I've made them like stereotypes in my head. You make everyone stereotype. That's kind of how you like live life, right? Like everyone has them in their
yeah,
head.
and yeah, I feel like everyone has biases, and when they
Yeah,
go unchecked, that's the issue. But when you are critically reflecting with your on like in your but like from your biases and you're unpacking, that's
yeah,
when like change happens. So yeah, no, and that's what I say all the time. Like I teach a lot of kids that don't look like me, my school community, and for them, like even now, like I just taught them about Ramadan. A lot of them didn't know what Ramadan was, or maybe like had a one two like, oh, you don't drink water or you don't eat,
yeah.
but then I had to unpack why we celebrate Ramadan
It's
and
always that
why
thing. Is like, why do you not get to have water in it? That's what people say. I don't know why.
exactly
I don't know why
always.
that's the thing.
It's always that. So when the kids, like I was explaining it and I was telling them, hey, we pray 5 times a day. And like sometimes Mrs. San is praying when you guys are knocking on her room. She can't answer because I'm praying. And then now my kids are like, oh, like when they knock on my door and they're like, oh, no, no, we'll have to wait because Mrs. San may be praying. So it's just like so cute that they're like taking my
Yeah,
experiences of like, and then they're applying it. I think that
yeah.
is
Then
the
they can apply it to the real world as well, isn't it?
exactly. Yeah.